Hello everybody, this is Penelope. First I want to say thank you everybody for all the shares, for all the love, all the support, all the inboxes, all the encouragement that you have given me. I'm overwhelmed. I really am. I'm overwhelmed, and I'm overwhelmed because me and my tribe have conversations every day about what happened to the community of the 60s, where everybody was working together and we were trying to facilitate change. And I said, what happened to those people? Where did they go? Did they all die with Martin? Like, where is everybody at? And I found you all. You know, for a while I was feeling like I was an alien. It was just a few of us, but y'all showed up, and you all have showed up in numbers, and I'm so grateful for you because I was beginning to get discouraged. I had no idea that video was gonna have the amount of impact that it has. I'm grateful, and I have to tell you all that the whole situation really troubled my spirit. And when I made the video, I made it out of anger. I'm gonna be honest, and I shouldn't have done that. And I'm not going to apologize, because if I apologize, I'm not being bougie, because I'm telling people to be unapologetic and be outspoken. So I'm not going to apologize, but I will tell you, and just to be honest, I wrestled with it. I wrestled with it all night, and I woke up that morning and I had to repent, and I said, Lord, I got to take that video down. I can't be going on Facebook Live telling people I'm going to lay their babies down. They're going to get the wrong impression of me, because you guys don't know me. The only thing that you know about me is that video. But I love kids. For people who know me intimately and know me on a personal level, they know I love kids. I'll fight for some kids. It don't have to be your kids. It could be somebody else's kid. I've had to go to the school and be a surrogate parent for other parents because they couldn't show up and advocate for them. I used to teach school, so to understand where I'm coming from when I say parents, be parents and love on your kids, because I know. I've been a teacher in the school system. I taught special education, and it wasn't until I went to school to be a school teacher, because I already had a master's degree, but I got laid off from work and started substitute teaching and realized that I loved it. But in order to do it full time, they told me I had to go back to school. I didn't want to go back to school. Y'all can't see it now, but up here, I got a whole bunch of pieces of paper. I didn't want to go back to school. You know, I started off with an associate's degree. Then I went down here and I got a bachelor's degree. And then I went over here and I got a master's degree. And I got me a graduate certificate, and then I got me another master's degree. And I'm not showing y'all all of this to try to, be braggadocious. But as you all get to learn more about me, you'll learn my story, and then you'll see why those things are impressive. But I'm in my home office. When I was in corporate, I never hung them up because I felt some type of way about it. But when y'all learn more about me, you'll understand that. But I'm not out to hurt anybody's kids, but understand where I'm coming from when I say if someone comes to my home, I'm gonna defend myself, because I got a phone call one day at work while I was at school teaching somebody else's baby. I'm at school working in a special ed classroom with children who are autistic, trying to teach these babies how to be bougie and teach them that they can do things that people can't see that they do. And my baby calls me and says, Mama, somebody broke in the house. Do you know what that phone call is like when your baby is homesick? Now, he's supposed to be at school, but he homesick, but you can't stay at home sick with him because there's some other kids depending on you to show up. And then calls you to tell you that somebody broke in your house. I got pictures on Facebook on my other page, and I get to the scene and I get to the house and I see footprints where people have been. I don't know who they were. They were walking through my house, and I see the mud prints with them walking through the floor, and they stopped at the door. So I don't know. My son said, Mama, I heard the noise, but I thought it was you getting ready for work. So maybe they looked in his bedroom. I don't know. Maybe they got to the door and they stopped and they turned around. But I think about what it could have been had he came out and said, Mama, can you fix me some bacon? And he think it's me in there making that noise, and it was some robbers in my house with my baby. Yes, when I tell you I'm going to protect mine at all costs, I absolutely mean it. That's my oldest son. My youngest son, my baby boy. Now, mind you, parents, I know it's hard because he was all the way wrong. He was outside at 9 o'clock. He knew he wasn't supposed to be outside after dark. His dad was at work. His dad stayed in Fraser. He was living in Fraser at the time. I was in Raleigh. He stayed on Ladue. They was walking to the Dollar General, him and his friends. Now, mind you, they know they not supposed to be outside after dark. But my baby, somebody else's baby, came up to my baby and his friend. Two of them put guns to their temple and told them to lay down. Had my baby stretched eagle on the sidewalk on Fraser Boulevard, made him come up out his shoes and took his phone. So when I tell you I'm going to go for mine at all costs, I'm going to go for mine at all costs. Both of my sons. Both of my sons. So yes, I'm serious when I say you got to love on your babies and you got to get these children. Because my baby boy, they took his phone. They took his friend's phone. We don't have house phones no more. He couldn't even call nobody to tell him it happened. His daddy was at work and didn't get home till 3 o'clock at night. So you talking about two teenage boys just got robbed at gunpoint, laid spread eagle on a busy street in Fraser Boulevard, and didn't nobody see nothing? Didn't nobody say nothing? Didn't nobody help them? They in the house scared. Understandably, because somebody just didn't put a gun to their head for some shoes. He wasn't even wearing no Jordans. We ain't had no Jordan monies. It was probably some Air Force Ones or something. I don't even remember what the shoes were right now. So don't think that I'm just out here trying to harm people's babies. But my babies have been harmed. That's how I ended up in Cordova. Me and his daddy decided that we had to make some sacrifices to try to put them in a safer neighborhood because my sons told me they didn't feel safe anymore. Do you know what it's like as a parent for your baby to tell you that they don't feel safe anymore and things happen to them and it wasn't nothing you can do? And then to top all of that, he out with his dad the next day and see the same little boy who had laid him down in the Dollar General with his shoes on. These folks is bold. Now his daddy called the police, but then my son had to go testify. That was hard for him. That was another reason why he had to leave. Because, see, we in Fraser. We can't snitch. You want him to come testify, and he ain't got to deal with snitching? You don't snitch. Not in our neighborhoods. This real deal. This what I can't tell you about nobody else's kids but mine. This is what my kids had to deal with. And they were uncomfortable. They no longer felt comfortable in their home. So, yeah, I'm going to protect mine. Because I had 2 instances where my sons needed me and it wasn't nothing mama could do. It wasn't nothing daddy could do. And I know we was loving on ours, but somebody wasn't loving on them. Them babies that stuck my son up, now the ones that broke in my house, I don't know who it was. When the police called me that they found our stuff, it was found in a drug house. So I can't even tell you the backstory to that. But my baby boy, he couldn't even call me because they took his phone. He was in the 8th grade, middle school. He just graduated a week ago, 2 weeks ago, the 20th, whatever day that was. So I'm serious when I say we need to love on these babies. I'm not just crazy. I'm not no just crazy woman. I mean it. We all got to come together because somebody drove down the street when my son was getting stuck up. Somebody was driving down the street when somebody laid my baby down. And nobody said nothing. Nobody did nothing. And I felt unfortunate for the little boy because I'm sure he had a story, but that was my baby. You know, somebody asked me, somebody posted a post, and I promise y'all, oh my God, I appreciate the love, but there were so many comments. It won't even show me all of them anymore. But a couple of people said, you left your child at a place that had just been robbed. First of all, let me tell you this. I've been in Memphis for 14 years. So I'm repping my city. I'm a Memphian now. But I didn't always be in Memphis. I moved to Memphis because when I got out of undergraduate, I had to make a decision. And I came to Memphis on an internship, and I didn't go back because I felt like, naive as I was, mind you, when I moved to Memphis, I was 25, 26, something like that. But it was a better alternative than moving back to Chicago or moving back to Springfield, Illinois. Now, I know y'all hear about Chicago because it's on the news, but y'all really want to know about how some people get down? Check out Springfield, Illinois. My folks in the field, it's real in the field. I know some real deal killers. I done been in the house when somebody come in and tell you to get down or lay down, and they make you come up out of everything, and you laying on the floor in your bra and your panties, and you better not look up, because you ain't going to be able to tell the story. I done been in the house when it went down, so I know what some real G's will do to you. I know what a real stick-up look like. I done been in them situations. I done dated some killers. My brother was a stick-up kid, so I know what it really looked like. Them kids was flying. So when I tell you they fake thugs and they fake hard, I know they was, cause I know what some real G's will do to you. They was fake flying because this is what they see on the videos. This is what they see in the movies, and they think that's how that go down. Nah, that ain't that life they want. Promise you that. Promise you that. But nobody's talking to them. Now, I was trying to wait to do this and address you all so that you all can see my children, but my kids are 28, 23, my twins are 18, and my baby girl is 16. I can't get them all together at the same time anymore. But I wanted you to see my children so that you could see that I have kids too. So I'm coming from a real place. I understand that it's hard as a parent, but I had a village helping me. I had my first kid at 16, so I know nothing about raising no kids. I would cuss them out. They get on my nerves. Sit your motherfucking ass down. I used to be that mama. I get it. My oldest son was bad. He had ADHD. I was always getting calls from the school because he was cutting up sideways and it would get tiring, but I had a mistake at Rivercrest Elementary to say, Mom, I got you. He had his own little desk in the principal office, and she seen that I was trying, so she worked with me, but I had to be open enough to let her help me with him. I thank God for Miss Polk at Memphis Academy of Science and Engineering, who would let me use her bathroom and go down the hall when I needed to take care of some business, because I had to come up there with my strap and give them some act right. I love Coach Talbert, who put a standard on them when they was playing basketball. Now, don't get me wrong. Mace's basketball team, they weren't winning no games. But, you know, every little boy want to be Michael Jordan. But it was an opportunity for some men to sew into my son because I was a single parent. But I had to be willing to let them give the correction how a man need to give a correction. Now, I ain't do too bad, don't get me wrong, but it's some things, that's why I called out the preachers and the deacons. It's some things that the men in our communities need to stand in and do, because we women, we got it. We can raise them. We can do a good job, but it takes a village. We can't do it by ourselves. We cannot do it by ourselves. I'm coming from a real place. I try to make a little list of stuff. Somebody asked something about a mentoring program. I've had mentoring programs before. I've participated. I've mentored kids. I got a bunch of kids. Now, I got 5 children that if you look at their papers, I got papers on them. I got 5 kids, I got papers on them. I only birthed 2. Y'all do the math, but we'll get into that story later. So I'm real about mine when I say I take care of kids. But now, the number of kids that I done raised, that done lived in my house, that I done fed, that I done clothed, that I done took to school, I wasn't getting no checks, I wasn't getting no food stamps, I wasn't getting no tax refunds for them. I can't even tell you how many. I have kids that come up to me this day, hey, Miss J, hey, baby, I don't even remember some of them. Now, they'll tell you I'm crazy, I'm going to talk crazy, but I love them. They know I love them. They know that. They know that. Somebody said, but back to the mentoring programs, I got a tribe. My people be doing stuff. I went live earlier. Y'all seen one of my besties, Robin, out emceeing for the trichathon at Resurrection Catholic, where the kids were raising money for St. Jude. She does that every year. She's been doing it for the last 4 years. Tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, you'll meet another one of my tribe, Angela Hill, who operates a nonprofit here in Memphis called Polish, for young girls, specifically young girls in a foster care system. Polish stands for People Overlook, I'm Still Here. She has a wonderful backstory. Beautiful young lady, 28 years old, no kids, but she grinding every day for other people's babies because she understands what it's like to be overlooked. For those of you in the Memphis area, my boy Adrian Macklin, love him to death. If y'all see my videos, y'all know I go hard for Cordova High School because Cordova High School get a bad rap. But they over there doing things. Mac, I'll be there on Monday if you all want to come out and support. We have a booster club meeting Monday at 6 o'clock at McAllister's on Trinity and Germantown Parkway. We're trying to raise money so that we can take the choir to Canada to perform next year. We're trying to expose our children and get them beyond these borders and show them something bigger than Memphis. I remember taking kids on field trip when I was teaching, and we would be coming from Whitehaven to Wolf Chase, and they would think we were going out of town because many of them had never even left their neighborhoods. We living right here in Memphis, and these babies ain't never been out their neighborhoods. Like, just going to the other side of the city seem like out of town. So when I'm telling you to love on these babies and go get one and teach one, it might just be taking them to Kroger's across town. We got to do something. Somebody said something about me saying something about Black Lives Matter and oversimplifying it and it being, you know, a simplistic analyzation. Let me tell you how I see that incident connecting to Black Lives Matter. I'm gonna break it down to you, and then I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Those young men got into a car that I took pictures of the license plates of to give to the police. Okay? The police now have the license plate number. They have a description of 3 black males getting into 3 vehicles. Now, the Infinities, these are some nice cars, y'all. They may have been the kids' cars. May have been. But I'm going to guess it probably was an adult's car. It could have been mama car. It could have been daddy car. It could have been the uncle car. Somebody saying, oh, the kids trying to go to a party. Let them take my car, right? But they don't know that the kids been over here cutting up. But now the license plates in the car then got reported, right? So now when Uncle Junebug on his way to Williams and Sonoma trying to make it to work at 11 o'clock, boop, boop, he done got pulled over. Because they done ran his license plate and his license plate on the APB. Because he done let his nephew drive his car and his nephew and them done made some bad decisions. Right? So now Uncle Junebug getting pulled over by the police officer. The police officer reading the APB. Now, I don't know if these the right acronyms. Y'all bear with me with the acronyms because I watched Law and Order back in the day, so I could be all the way wrong. My correctional officers, y'all can get online and, you know, correct me. I don't know. I don't know everything. I ain't saying that I do. But now Uncle Junebug getting pulled over by a police officer. The police officer read the description of the crime, and all he see is that a person getting in a vehicle that matches this description with the license plates robbed some children at a pool party. Now take this now. The officer, he don't look like us. He has some kids. And he going to his daddy feelings. And he like, really? This person robbed some children? So now he mad. He fire hot. And he pulling over Uncle Junebug because Uncle Junebug fit the description. But Uncle Junebug don't know what's going on because he don't know his nephew was over here cutting up sideways. So now when a police officer approaches Uncle Junebug, he got an attitude. Understandably, because he read the report and it said that somebody that was in this car robbed some kids, right? So the police officer, whether he white, black, Hispanic, purple, blue, he gonna be mad because he a human and we care about kids. But now Uncle Junebug don't know nothing about what's going on. So Uncle Junebug upset. You finna make me late for work, man. What you talking about? I ain't been on no blah, blah, blah street. I ain't robbed no kids. So now Uncle Junebug got an attitude. And then that conversation between Uncle Junebug and the officer get real different. And then it's a situation. Now, we can see Uncle Junebug's point because he ain't did nothing. And he ain't. We can see the officer point because he upset somebody has come and did some harm to some children. So now they're at odds and it's a disagreement, and then it's a newscast. It's a caption on the news. And we upset and we mad. But the root cause of the issue is that my nephew was over here acting a fool and I didn't know nothing about it. And now I'm caught up in some mess and then nobody say nothing. Ain't nobody told me. I didn't get a chance to correct it. And now here we are. Black Lives Matter, people. Y'all got to start connecting the dots. Now that's just Uncle Junebug. Now let's go to the 5 o'clock news. Say Channel 13 had picked it up. Somebody said something about, oh, the upper echelon kids are acting a fool. This don't have nothing to do with upper echelon, lower echelon. It don't matter where the kid's from. Because at the news gonna report black male. A teenage black male. They ain't gonna say upper echelon teenage black male was in Cordova. No, they not. They gonna say black male. And you know what the rest of America's gonna see? Every time they see a black male, I wonder if it was him. I wonder if it was him. Because the news ain't gonna tell none of our positive stories, but they'll report that story because we'll watch it, because we like watching negativity. I went to a graduation at Lemoyne College, in case you all don't know, is a HBCU, a historically black college or university. And they graduated the biggest class in their history, according to what the speaker said. Over 120 students. And they graduated. But that wasn't on the news. It wasn't on the news that the HBCU here in Memphis graduated its largest class. But we found out how many little brown children got shot. So they're not combating our negative stories with positive stories. Because see, in America, you can live in America as a non-black and never encounter a black person and physical person in your life. You can never meet a black person in real life, and then your only perception and your only point of reference for a young black male is what you see on the news. And what you see on the news is scary. I be scared of some of our babies and I have to clutch my purse. Cause I don't know. Some of them, somebody said, well, did she correct it or did she just go Facebook Live? Okay, now let me tell you how it went down. These same little boys walked past me and mama standing in the driveway. Back in my day, if we seen some adults, it was some stuff we just wouldn't do because it was some adults there. So they weren't messed up about me being grown and standing there. So what type of reception do you think they would have got from any message from me if I would have said something? My correction is to turn them in. Because they've already lost respect when they did it right there in front of me. But I digress. Let's go back to the news. So the news is perpetuating the negative stories. So understandably, people who don't know us intimately are scared of our children. So I tell these kids that you represent everybody that looks like you. Somebody had to tell me that because I was somewhere cutting up one day, going in, acting a fool, and some older lady had to pull my skirt tail and say, baby girl, you represent everybody that look like you. You can't be up in this store cutting up sideways. And as I've gotten older, that I realized this because I've been the first one in a lot of things. And I have to carry myself accordingly because for one, I realize that the kids be watching. We don't think they be watching, but they be watching. They be watching what we be doing. So we have to be accountable. I wasn't just talking about parents. I understand parents was hard. My kids, I told you I had my first one at 16. I didn't know what I was doing. But I had a village. I had some older women that was coming to me, talking to me. I had some men that seen I was trying and be like, send them down here, let me talk to them. I done been there. My kids, I like to think they was raised right, but they still went astray. I done had a SWAT team come to my house with shotguns ablazing, with search warrants, going straight into my son's room. But you know what? I can't say what he wasn't doing. At that particular time, I had to be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning. I lived in Raleigh off of Egypt Central, where our work was off of Shelby Drive. So to get to work on time for 4 o'clock, I was leaving at 3 o'clock in the morning. Type of job I had, if I wanted to keep my job, you had to stay till the work was done. So I might not get home to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was supposed to get off at 1. Sometimes I didn't get home till 11 o'clock at night. So that wasn't that I cared, but I had kids to feed and I had bills to pay. So I can't say for sure what he was doing when I wasn't at home. Now, I didn't know what I done told him he wasn't supposed to do, but they came to my door with a search warrant. They did. So I feel y'all. I done been there. I done did that. I done messed up. My kids done went sideways. But when they came to my door, I let them in. They went straight to his room. I'm like, how they even know where his room was? How they know what my house looked like on the inside? Really? So they had some intel. So I can't say what he wasn't doing. But when they came in, I said, no, you ain't just gonna search his room. Search the whole house. Here go my room. Here go my attic. You search every room because you ain't coming back, first of all. Second of all, let it be known if you find something, I'm finna whoop his ass first. Then you can take him. And if you have to take me, so be it. Now, my kids will tell you, I call the police on my kids, so I don't discriminate. I was trying to get my kids together so they could tell you. My oldest daughter tell you, I done took her and made her turn herself in before. She stole the car when she wasn't supposed to be, and I told her not to drive it, and she hit somebody. And when I found out, I marched her butt right down there on Union to the police office and made her turn herself in. I sure did. I did. And I didn't have no bond money to get her out, but she wasn't going to think that it was okay for her to do a hit and run and live up in my house. No, not at 4570 you wasn't. It was a hard decision, but I had to do it because I'm the example, and I wasn't always a good example. But when you know better, you do better. But I was doing better because I had a village. So that's why I'm calling y'all out and saying y'all have to say something. I'm sharing my stories with y'all because I don't want y'all to think that I'm blaming parents. I understand parents have it hard. I done taught school. I done seen the babies coming to school and the stories they have to tell. And that these kids dealing with some heavy stuff. Had a little boy whose dad got killed in front of him. He was living with his grandma, and his grandmama died of cancer. And then the auntie said, you can't stay with me no more. You got to go live with your uncle. And he don't even know this uncle. And the baby in my room crying. His grandmama died that morning. The auntie sent him to school the same day. His grandmama died. That was the only mama his had. His mama was out on drugs. His daddy had took him, but he got killed in front of him. So now my daddy gone, my mama on drugs, and my grandmama just died. My auntie saying I gotta go live with a man that I don't know. My grandmama just died this morning, and this heifer making me go to school. He wore a pink sweatshirt to school, and the kids started checking him. So you know he went off. He had a bad damn day. That's a lot. That's a lot for me being grown. But imagine this is he in the 7th grade, and he dealing with all of this, and he coming to school. And the kids checking him. Now, he wearing a pink sweatshirt because he honoring his grandma because his grandma had breast cancer. But this baby was having a bad day. Who was he turning to? Who was going to love on him and hug on him? I had to. Now, y'all meet Sanaa at some point, and she'll tell y'all the story because she thinks it's hilarious because I had him in my lap and I was rocking him, and it probably might have been inappropriate, but I told y'all before, I'm a parent first. I felt the baby pain. He ain't had nobody loving on him no more. His grandmama was gone. We gotta step in. We gotta step in. We gotta step in and love on these babies, whether it's your baby or not. We can't just keep ignoring that these kids are dealing with grown folks issues. You got parents that's dealing with grown folks issues, and that it ain't like people. I like to believe that people don't wake up and start off trying to be bad that day. I like to think that people don't wake up saying I'm gonna be a bad parent today. But life gets you down, y'all. Life gets you down. It's been many a day where I've been crying myself to sleep. How I'm gonna do it? I don't know how I'm gonna figure it out. Then I got my son acting crazy. These kids calling me, these people calling me at school telling me my son don't know how to act. He got ADHD. I had him to put my baby in sped. Now this is all before I was teaching, so I didn't know how all of this stuff worked. When they putting that, but he bad. He was bad. So they want to put him in sped and just stick him in a room. And I'm like, no, you can't just stick my baby in a room. And so I went to another school, and Miss Sharif, you commented on the other video. Baby, I love you too, because Miss Sharif over at Mace told me, Mama, ain't nothing wrong with your baby. He ain't slow. He don't need no special ed. His brain work just fine. Work with me and I'm going to work with you. We need them teachers. Work with me, Mama, I'm going to work with you. But I had to be a parent that say, okay, I'm going to let you help me. I had to say, okay, I'm going to let you help me. I had to tell my son, don't let these teachers call me up at the school and tell me you've been cutting up. And I go to the school with all my kids on the first day of school and introduce myself, give them my cell phone number, my phone number, tell them, look, I ain't one of them type of parents. You jack them up. You got my full permission. Do what you got to do, because I don't want the streets to get them. My kids still do things that I don't approve of, but I can't quit loving them. I can't. But I had a village helping me, and all I'm saying is, y'all, we got to be the village. Because see, I had a big mama. My big mama gone. I can't even tell you how my big mama was, because my big mama didn't even have a birth certificate. Big mama never went to school. She ain't go to school. She never went to school. So it wasn't no high school diplomas. It wasn't no degrees. But Big Mama had mother wit. Big Mama understood schooling was important. She couldn't help me with my homework, but I guarantee you, all of us had to sit at that table after school and do our lesson. She didn't know if it was right, but it better be something written down on that paper before you think you finna get up. But where's Big Mama at? I'm 39 years old. I gotta be a big mama now, because big mamas is gone. It's a generation raising kids up under me that I gotta sow seeds into. I've been raising kids since I was 16. To be honest, younger than that, because I was taking care of other folks' kids. But I gotta be a big mama. But see, y'all don't want to be grandma. Y'all want to be grandma and nana. Y'all don't want to take on y'all title and step into y'all roles, ladies. I see you, VJ. You a big mama at 30. Be your big mama. Stand in that. See, I'm standing in mine. I'm finna be 40 in August. I pray the Lord let me see that long. But it's so many friends that didn't make it here with me. I can't even remember all of those names. So I'm blessed and I'm grateful to be 39 years old, getting ready to step across 40's door. So I can be, I'm grateful I'm not a big mama, because I beat a statistic. I'm not a grandma. My kids are old enough to have children. I was a teen parent. I should have had birthing teenage parents. Many of my friends that I went to school with are grandparents now, and I ain't knocking them, but they doing their jobs. Somebody got to be the grandma. My great nephew called me the other day, said, TT, come get me. When you want me to come get you? Today? I can't come get you today when school come out. When you get out of school, I'm coming to get you. I'm going to Chicago to get my great nephew next week. I haven't had a contract in 2 months, but I bet you I'm going to get my baby. Because he said, TT, come get me. My niece, his mama, said, TT, I need help. He falling behind in his lesson. I need you to help me get his reading back together and get him back on track. Can you come get him for the summer? Yes, ma'am. Because she's asking for help. And she's calling for her village. Now, my daughter is going to be with her dad for the summer. I don't have to be dealing with no kids. I thought I was gonna turn up, but I got the call, and the baby said, TT, come get me. He called me on Facebook through the little FaceTime on Facebook at least twice a week. TT, when you coming? Baby, I'm coming. I went to the boys club to pay his tuition today. It's a sacrifice that I had to make because he asked for me. She sent for me. We gotta do that. We gotta do that. We see our family members struggling, and we won't even step in to help our own kinfolk. Now, mind you, we fell out a couple of years ago. She got a twin sister. We fell out. They was real mad at me. Didn't speak to me. Hadn't talked to her in a couple of years. But you know what? I can't hold that against her. Because she called me and said, TT, I need you. I'm coming. We was arguing. She was mad, but she said, TT, I'm coming. So I know it took a lot for her to make that phone call to say, TT, I need some help. Can you help me with my baby? I know you can get them together. So I'm going. That's all I'm saying. I had to step outside of me though. I want to do it now. I thought I was turning up. Do y'all hear me? I thought I was turning up. Now I don't know how much turning I was doing, because generally, I'm up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't go nowhere. I don't go out, because I had kids, and I realized that you can't raise kids in a club. You can't. You can't raise kids in a club, so I was at home. But I'm saying we have to make sacrifices. We have to be willing to do that. So don't get the wrong impression. I understand what parents is going through. I do. Don't come at me about no economic status and where they came from. Boo, I done lived in the projects. My mama raised her first set of kids in Cabrini Green. I done lived in the projects with my kids. I'm going to get real naked with y'all right quick. I moved to Memphis on Section 8. Sure did. But y'all talk bad about people on Section 8. My sisters is out there on Section 8. Let me tell you, Section 8 got a program called SHAPE that'll help you buy a house. Y'all better be asking, because see, they got programs out there. Them other people be tapping into them programs, but we don't be knowing about. SHAPE helped me buy my first house. Section 8 helped me buy my first house. But see, people don't want to be naked because you don't want nobody to know you was ever on Section 8. I was. Sure was. I was. And I used the system to help me get ahead. But you can't stay on the system and not do nothing. I told y'all that with the flowers. You got to do some work once you get there. But you got to be willing to be naked and tell somebody your story. I didn't start off like this. I got some bumps and bruises, some scrapes, and some heartache, and some pain, and some tears, and some soaked t-shirts, and sniffing snot, and I was praying, Lord, don't let me start crying on this, because the people gonna think I'm faking. But you know what? I gotta say, I can only tell you my story. I can only tell you my truths. I'm telling y'all, I said I was stopping. I'm finna get off here. I am, because I'm supposed to be frying fish. My baby's supposed to be coming over. But at one point, a couple of years ago, I really thought I was losing my mind. And I started seeing a psychiatrist, a psychologist, the doctor one, where they can give you the prescriptions. I was going right down there by the med to the doctor, because I thought it was something wrong with me. I thought I was losing my mind. And I went to get help. But see, in our community, I can't say, and I love all of y'all, but I can only talk about my experience. I know in the black community, we don't talk about mental health issues, and we don't seek help. But I knew from my education that it was something wrong and something wasn't right. My doctor told me that I was depressed. Okay, I probably was. My sister and my brother-in-law had just died in a house fire. And that sister was like my mama, because she helped raise me. So it was like losing my mama. It was hard. I wasn't working. My house was in foreclosure. I didn't know whether my kids was going to have a place to stay. I was raising somebody else's baby at the time. So I got my baby and somebody else's baby. How we going to eat? I really thought I was losing my mind. So they started sending me to the doctor. And the doctor, they ask you a whole bunch of questions. And I'm like, quit asking me all these damn questions. Just fix me. And as she was asking me these questions and we was talking about things that I hadn't talked about in a really long time, the lady asked me, how have you not gone insane with all that you've been through? I'm like, how have I not gone insane? You mean to tell me I ain't crazy? She was like, well, No, I mean, I think you might be dealing with a little bipolarity, but, you know, suffering from some trauma. But considering all that you've been through, I'm just surprised you haven't, you know, lost your mind. Girl, let me tell you, that lady told me I hadn't lost my mind. And you know, Whitney had a song, I Didn't Know My Own Strength. When I realized that I wasn't crazy and that this stuff that I was going through and these feelings was normal, oh, I got me some get up and go and some get right, and I dusted myself off and I said, girl, you can do this. You strong. You done survived worse. Because now when the psychiatrist start asking you how you ain't lost your mind, then you know that I was built for it tough. And you know. So I'm sharing this stuff with you because maybe it'll help somebody. I'm just going off of what you all been sharing with me in my inbox. So I have to share it with y'all. And I appreciate the love and support. And I'm more than a soapbox. I hope you all can find time out of your day tomorrow at 3 o'clock to chime in live. I'll be talking to Angela Hill. I've had people reaching out to me all over the country. So I want you to know that this bougie movement is I see it being bigger than Memphis. So I'm going to connect with you all, and we're going to figure out how we can do these live videos remote so that people in your community can participate in the live broadcast and do question and answer. So Memphis, everybody join in. Angela will be going live with me tomorrow at 3 o'clock talking about polish and talking about what she's doing to help our kids in the community. And then you all will be able to ask her questions. She has a powerful story and a powerful testimony on why she started her organization. And I'm just in love with her because she's young. She's 28 years old. She don't have any kids and she's doing this. And I just feel like people need to help people. We've got people out here doing stuff. We just all need to get connected and start teaming up and helping each other. So keep coming to my inbox and telling me what's out there so I can tell everybody now that y'all listening, and I know that I got my tribe and y'all care and we on the same page and we just want to make our communities better. We gonna do this thing. Monday, Memphis. If you all want to invest in some children and help them get an experience with leaving the country and seeing what it's like outside of the American borders, what it's like outside of Tennessee, we're trying to send the Cordova High School Choir to Canada to perform next year in the festival in 2018, but we need money. It's expensive. It's going to talk each student costs $2,000. The parents gonna need some help. That's a lot of money. That's about two months worth of expenses, you know, that they might not have. But I believe as a community, we can pull together. You know, you see the Bougie Club t-shirts. That was my idea, trying to help raise some funds to help get the kids to Canada, because I remember my church and my mom pulling money together to send me on a Spanish trip to Europe, and it changed my life when I was in high school because I got to see something bigger than what I was, and it made an impact. And so I understood that the world was bigger than just me and I could do something more. Hey y'all, Baton Rouge, Texas, Alabama. Oh my God. Thank you all. I see you guys. Somebody needs a forever home. Alabama, Queens. Oh my goodness. You guys are all over. Hey, Kenitra. Oh, speak louder. Okay. I'm new to I don't know what Arizona. I'm new to this iPhone stuff and going live. As y'all can see, I haven't done it very many times. It was a challenge in another group that I was in that you had to go live and let people get to know who you are. But Wednesday, Memphis Explosion sponsor, Jamaica. Hi, Jamaica, if you're on, I love you. She'll be with us live telling you all about her program in the Hickory Hill area. It's a dance team for girls 7 to 18, and their fees are only $40 a month. So we got people out here who have inexpensive programs. Hey, Chicago, Washington, Ohio, to put your kids in. Somebody contacted me from North Carolina, and I'm going to connect with her to share to the people what's going on in their North Carolina. So we have people out here doing stuff. We just all need to get connected. Hey, Pittsburgh, Mississippi, Pennsylvania. I just love you all. I thank you all for the support. I appreciate you all listening and letting me share with you all tonight. I hope you all continue to stay connected. I have more in store. I'm about solutions. If you all have ideas, hit me up in the mailbox. Thank you for the blessings. Be bougie. Bougie stands for bold, outspoken, unapologetic, goodwill, inspiring, and epic. I want you all to be epic every day. There are people being epic every day, and I'm going to try my best to share their stories with you so you can know that everybody can do their part. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot of money. It doesn't take, you know, it just takes you getting up and deciding to do something. You know, and we just got to do something. Everybody can play a part. Everybody can play a part. And I hope that we can just, you know, water is needed for life. All of us need water to live. Water is required for life. And I want to leave you with this. Water is colorless, y'all. Water is colorless. And all of us are made up of 98%, was it 98% water? I don't know, some of y'all fact check me, but y'all know the majority of our composition is water. We want to say we all bleed red. We all need water, y'all. And water is colorless. So we have to stop seeing each other in color and start seeing each other like water. Like, you know, we need each other to survive. No matter what color we are, we got to stay connected. We have to start connecting with each other on a human level. You know, I've had so many bougie family members, reaching out to me, and, you know, Caucasian family members, and they hit me in my inbox because they scared to post. They scared to post, you know, on the comments because they don't want to get attacked, because they feel like people won't understand. So, you know, we got to be able to figure out how to communicate with each other and all get involved in the conversation, because it's an everybody problem. We have to be able to allow people to have participation in the conversation and not get attacked, because remember we was talking about the news? Well, we just as responsible when we in our comment boxes on Facebook about being responsible for the perception that we're giving society about who we are. You know, so we can't keep going left and going sideways on people when they be in the comments, when sometimes we know they right. You know, so we got to start thinking colorless. You know, water is colorless, and we all need water to survive. So just remember that the next time. There's a post that I posted last week about empathy and putting yourself in someone else's shoes. I want you all to try to start practicing that daily. I love you all. I'm going to sign off because I know my kids trying to figure out why I'm not in there frying their fish, because it's Friday. And I didn't plan to be before you all this long, but I just want to know that I love you guys. I appreciate the encouragement. I appreciate the love and support. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate you all sharing. I hope you all continue to follow me, because just as much as I'm inspiring you all, you are inspiring me. And I'm glad to know that my tribe is out there. I found y'all. I've been looking for y'all. I knew y'all existed. I was beginning to think I was an alien, but y'all out there, and I'm so glad that I found you. This is your girl, J. Penelope. I love y'all, and continue to be bougie.